Well, my name is Monsignor Pierre Cibambo, the President of Caritas Africa. Last week I attended the plenary assembly of the Mbisa Bishop, which took place in Eswatini, and I had the chance to address the Bishop on the Caritas mission and identity and the need to organize it. And now I'm visiting Caritas South Africa. I spent a week in Cape Town and had the chance to see how Caritas is organized and rooted in the communities there in the diocese. And I've just had now the chance to meet with the team here at the National Secretariat of the Bishops' Conference, and delighted to learn that what I saw in Cape Town is actually also happening in many other dioceses where Caritas is being organized. And this is very important because even being the president of a network of 46 national members, I like very much to see that, this organization is rooted in the community, and it is a kind of emanation of the community for the service of the communities and the most vulnerable in those communities. So this has been a very important moment for me of sharing about the reality, and the reality is that Caritas is alive because it is operating in the communities, but Caritas needs to be organized also up to the national office. I like the fact that we are here in a kind of bottom-up dynamic. In Africa, we say that the pot starts to boil from the bottom. Yeah, boiling from the bottom is important, but the top is also important because it helps also to make visible what is happening at the grassroots. And that is what Caritas International is, and it's one of its region, being Caritas Africa, is all about making visible the work of the church at all levels. We are a confederation of 162 national members working in 200 countries and territories around the world. We strive for humanitarian, for providing humanitarian assistance to those who are needed in times of emergencies. But we work also with the communities to empower them, to strengthen them so that they may take their destiny into their own hands, because we are not an organization which is there to give hands out. We are there as a community, an organization which is accompanying the communities themselves so that they may take their destiny into their own hands. And then, of course, to advocate for them, because whether we are dealing with emergencies, whether we are dealing with poverty, whether we are dealing with conflicts, all this there is a reason why we are having this problem. So we, in our mission, we prioritize also the fact that there is a need to address the root causes of poverty, of natural disasters, for conflicts. So that is the reason why Caritas is more and more also involved in advocating and amplifying the voice of the communities themselves. That role of advocacy is important equally. As I said, I like very much to quote Bishop Dom Helder Camara, who was a Brazilian bishop. He once said, when I distribute food to the poor, they said, I am a saint. When I ask why they are poor, they said, I am a communist. And he said, I prefer to be a communist. So we need to address the root causes of poverty, and all that form part of the Caritas mission and work, including here in Africa. Caritas has no monopoly of the service of charity in the church. Thank God there are many other actors who are also serving in the church, and this is very important. But as Pope Benedict said in the Motu Proprio Intima Ecclesiae Natura on the service of charity and its organization, Caritas is the opus proprium of the bishop. Caritas is an instrument of the bishop who presides over charity in his diocese and who has to care about organizing the service of charity in his diocese, so that all those who are serving may be doing it and it according to the needs of the community. Caritas, or the service of charity, needs to be organized so that it may be an ordered service to the community. So, and in that sense, Caritas is important, is an instrument of the bishop, and its main mission is to facilitate the coordination, the capacity to come together, to assess the needs, to see what are the priorities, to plan collectively, and to share the responsibilities, not in competition, not in duplication, but in synergy. This is very, very important. That is the reason why it's important to think and to talk about organizing. In South Africa, for example, a long time ago, I came here to exchange with the bishops about the organizing Caritas or the service of charity. Some were expecting me to come and say, okay, now you all need to be working under the umbrella of Caritas. You all need to be Caritas. Of course, we all need to be Caritas because the service of charity is the identity. Well, the charity and then love is the identity of each disciple of Christ, all of us. Each one of us is or her level. In that sense, we are all Caritas. But when it comes to organizing this service, we have to recognize that there are many others who are doing the same, or who are engaged in different ways, and this is the reality also here in South Africa, at least at the national level. And for that reason, there is a need to ensure that the work is well coordinated, and this should be the overall of the Secretary General, who has the mission given and trust to him by the bishop to facilitate the coordination. If there is if they work around catechesis, formation, etc., is coordinated here at the national level, it has also to be able to find there is a need also to coordinate the same way the work of charity, so that all the actors are moving in the same direction. So that, because in the end, and I want to insist on this, what should be central is the poor. What should be central is the poor, and therefore the question should be, are we serving the poor? Are we serving the poor? Do we exist to serve, to accompany, and to defend the poor? And if so, what are we doing? Very important. And then, how are we doing it? In competition, in duplication, or in synergy, or in communion? Those are the questions that we should be asking. That's why it is important to be organized and to coordinate. In the diocese, this responsibility for coordination belongs to the bishop, because he presides over charity in his diocese. He makes sure that all the actors in the diocese are working under his guidance, and they are coordinating their work. And this is also important also when it comes to the use of resources. You know, the resources are limited, and we need to ensure that those resources are going where they have to go, meaning where the poor are really of need, where the poor needs the support and the presence of and the compassion of the church. So at the diocesan level, it is the responsibility of the bishops. Now the bishops does not do it. That has no. Well, he cannot do this alone. He delegates this to those who to his collaborators, right? But it is not that he will just delegate and leave them alone. No, he must make sure that it is functioning. And when it comes to the national level, it is the same way. The bishops together act in collegiality at the national level. One of them is entrusted with the mission as the head of Caritas on their behalf. Yeah. And then the Secretary General is the overall coordinator. He is the one who also, he or she is the one who reports to the bishop. First of all, I want to really express my gratitude and satisfaction for the presentation for the participation of Bishop Suba in our meeting this morning. He is the bishop chair of Caritas, and I'm impressed by the understanding the understanding that he has about Caritas. And when he speaks, you can feel that he's making this with passion and with conviction. It was very encouraging to have him and to listen to him, and in that sense, I live with the impression that something is going to happen, and that they will move quickly in putting up a structure. But it does not need to be a huge structure, but at least there is a need for a clear reference, so that whenever we have there is a clear reference. And this is not because they want to relate to the external, but this is simply because it is really important. It does justice to all this dynamic, or this dynamism that we find in the dioceses. Those who are working in the diocese needs their work to be visible, because coordination is important. Together we are more. Together we are stronger. What I heard about what happened in Umtata, for example, it suggests that when we come together, we can do more. We grow stronger, and we can just bring more meaningful assistance to those who need it. So I hope they will move quickly and appoint a new national director, because since Sister Maria left, more than 2 years now, there has been no national director, and the Secretary General and his or her associate cannot be taking care of all this. They have a lot. They have a lot to do, and it is not his responsibility actually to coordinate. Well, to run Caritas. It is his responsibility to facilitate the coordination, to make sure that it is operating and functioning efficiently. But when he has to delegate this mission to the person who is qualified, who has the competence that is required, because it is a huge mission. It has an internal dimension, but it has also the external. And nobody can give what he or he does not have. So if you recruit a person for this position, the person needs to be competent, but with the formation of the heart. because what makes a difference between a person working in Caritas and maybe a business person is the formation of the heart. That person needs a heart that sees, to see with the heart where the people are suffering. Like today we heard the parable of the Good Samaritan. That is it. We want to build Samaritan Caritas with people who are able to see the needs and who are able to act as the neighbors of all those who are suffering. And I was happy, and I'm happy to see that the work of Caritas here is not, well, Caritas applies no discrimination in the way we do things. We really focus on the poor, no matter who he or she is. I heard also the sister talking about the ecumenical dimension of our work and the services that we provide to those who need, especially to migrants, etc. We do not discriminate, and that is very, very important. Thank you for the chance that you have given me. And as I said, we are here in Caritas, in South Africa, at the Bishops' Conference. It is a chance to have also the possibility to communicate professionally, to make visible the work of the church, and I hope that we as Caritas we can also relate to this service to make our work known, not to do publicity, but to be able to showcase about what Caritas, what the church is able to achieve in the lives of many people in this country.